Alright, 7 o'clock, you can call it. And number 2, the consent agenda. All the following items which concern reports and items of routine nature normally approved at the board meeting will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on or any of all these items. The consent agenda consists of a discussion, consideration, and the approval of the following A through K. Anybody needs some more time to go through stuff?
When's the free-throw shoot upon? I like it.
I have that piece of paper, but did we stick it in there? I have to look. Jackson seal. I'm not sure when that is. Junior, do you have the paper? Did I ever give that to you for the shoot-a-thon?
Not, but I know the only extra papers I have are for the activity fund transfers.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, I'm just curious.
What was the question?
When is the free throw shoot-a-thon?
I might want to enter on
Here it is.
It's towards the
Each
back.
one will go and
Oh,
ask
good.
community members and family members to sponsor them for a certain amount.
Oh, girl, they're shooting.
Doesn't say when it is.
It probably encompasses a little bit of time.
Throughout
to get
the
some
day.
bucks.
Since it's something that's valuable.
Yeah, they go out and raise some funds and then come in and do their shooting. But we could do like fan shoot-a-thon.
Right.
Get a hat.
What's exciting is that it's like a t-shirt. I'll second.
Amber's made a motion.
Littlefield? Allison?
Yes.
Feller?
Yes.
Will Hyde?
Yes.
Number 3, discussion and vote to approve the activity fund transfer, one for FCCLA and one for 8th grade class.
And I'm gonna let Judy explain this one to you.
I had Kendra write a note on each one to tell, one of them was like, Heather Gutch has got like 3 different accounts now. And she gave her some money for one of the, like for FCCLA, and she accidentally put it in FCA. And so she had to make that correction to put it in the correct account. On those 2 papers in there, on each one of those, she wrote the explanation on there. Just whenever you do a money transfer from one fund to the other, it has to be board approved.
I'll make a motion.
TJ motion, Amber second. Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yeah.
Feller?
Yes.
Will Hyde?
Yes.
Number 4, discussion and vote to accept the bids for the iPads and Chromebooks.
Okay, what I'm gonna do first is, I don't know if you all know Amanda Tucker. Amanda's our technology director and has been working, we probably started in October, when we really kind of sat down and started looking at other school policies and started kind of, Amanda did all the work for getting all the bids and things like that, and looking at cases and all the things that go with that. And so I thought what we'd do first is just kind of open it up for a little bit of discussion. If you have questions that Amanda can answer for sure. There are a lot of technical things. We went to Rotary, and I was so thankful she was there because somebody started asking about the guts of the computer, and I was like, I don't know that. But Amanda did. So I'm just going to kind of turn it over to you, Amanda.
Okay. Well, I've done a couple of webinars with several different filters. So I think filtering is the biggest concern we have with devices going home. So I narrowed it down to 2, Go Guardian and Impero. We did a webinar last week again with the principals and myself, and just let the principals see the 2 options that we had. We feel that Go Guardian is probably the best, would be the best option for us. It will allow us to, the classroom management part of it is a fairly kind of big part of it for when it's on site. It allows the teachers, when the students are in the classroom with the Chromebook, it allows the teachers to actually see what the kids are doing. So they can lock it so the kids can only be on this page. Or if they tell the kids, hey, you're supposed to be typing a paper, and they look at the thumbnails and realize that so-and-so's on YouTube, well, they can screenshot it, they can send it to the kid and say, hey, why aren't we on task? And so it's kind of that just instant of, yes, the teacher still needs to be walking around looking at what the kids are doing and helping them, but it still gives you that ability to see what the kids are doing, because generally as soon as the teacher stands up, of course all the kids are going to go, whoop, I am typing. So it gives the teachers the ability to do that. It gives them the ability to push out, say Mrs. Baldwin's working on something and she just wants them to be researching something from the Smithsonian site. It gives her the ability to lock the kids on that site. They can't leave the site, they can turn the computer off, they can turn it back on, it goes right back to that site. There's no way around it. It filters at home. We can get instant notifications sent to Bryce, Jeremy, Ruth, myself, Donna, whoever, if somebody is trying to do something that would be against the filter. So if we've got it set so you can't access the site, and say a kid tries to access it multiple times in one night, or they're trying to get around something, we're going to get an email notification about here's what the kid did. It'll list out what the kid was doing before, during, and after, what caused the filter to trigger, and that way we can kind of see what the trail was. It will also, it has artificial intelligence built into it, and what that does is it helps you kind of catch those situations where maybe you've got a kid that is looking for ways to self-harm. It's not going to, and what Go Guardian does, what other people don't do, is they kind of learn the student's kind of browsing history. So if a kid searches for Suicide Squad, it's not going to send an automatic email to, Ms. Jordan saying, hey, you got a kid searching for suicide. It knows that's a movie. It's going to start, when it starts seeing a pattern of a kid is searching for something that leads towards self-harm, or maybe they're depressed, or maybe it's bullying, or maybe Enid Public Schools had a situation where a student was having an inappropriate relationship with an adult. It caught it, and it notified the school. They were able to stop the situation. So Enid has been really happy with it. Several schools in the state use it. It goes along with SEPA, so it does keep us with the Child Internet Protection Act. It does keep us compliant with that. We can set filters, so it's filtered. At school, they're going to be double filtered, because we're going to keep our appliance filter we have on site to filter what the devices we still have. The iPads will still be filtered through our on-site filter. The laptops the teachers have, laptop cards we have, they'll still be filtered with the on-site filter we have. So when the device goes home, because just the Chromebooks are going home, it'll filter those at home. But we can set different policies. So we want, the 6th graders, they're pretty much, we can say, okay, you're locked down to pretty much nothing but a Chrome browser, and you can just do XYZ sites and really kind of stop them from going anywhere. Or we can set it so, hey, we want to give them a little more freedom. We want them to be able to do YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. We can set those different policies. We can set it per student. So if we've got a kid that, you know what, you've really lost all of your privileges, we can set it so it just locks them down. So we can kind of set it however granular we want to set it.
Do you have any questions about the filtering process of it? I think one of the most important things that they learned through the webinar, I got a couple of emails, text messages after they sat through, was they wanted to know, what were our plans for letting it go home in the summer? And I said, well, what did the other schools do? And they, Bryce kind of did a rundown of who did what, and the majority of them don't let it go home. Mm-hmm. And I think that after...
Enid was the only one that lets them go home during the summer.
Mm-hmm. Have they had a lot of trouble with that?
They just passed their bond, and they've just had their devices for a full year. So this past summer was the first summer they let the kids keep it. The tech director there, Jeff, he and I've been emailing, and they haven't had really any trouble with it. So, but I think... I'd say
we could trust until there's something there.
Mm-hmm. So we thought about it. Our big thing was, okay, so we let the kid take it home during the summer. Well, also we get notifications that a kid is doing something against the filter. They're doing something they're not supposed to be doing on a school device. What do we do? Do we send Bryce and Jeremy to the house to get the device?
Can you shut it down, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can't
lock them out.
I can lock them out of everything. I mean, I could do that.
And these will only work with the students.
Yeah, you can't. The Chromebooks you can only log in with your Cherokee email address. You can't log in with a personal Gmail account. It's only a Cherokee email address.
So we can show the students' email.
Yeah.
How many ways do we need to communicate with the kids and the teachers? And if we're moving towards this technology deal, and if we can communicate through technology to the child, isn't that a way that we can start to move away from secondary devices like the phones, and wouldn't that be an easy transition?
It would be an
once
easier
this
in
is
a
in place?
classroom to tell the kid that, you know, you don't need your phone to research anything. You know, if a teacher says, okay, you can use your phone for a calculator, well, you don't need to because there's a calculator on your device. You know, you don't need to use your phone for research because you have a device there in front of you.
I think, who was it that talked to the attorney about that? Was it you, Bryce?
It was brought up at the OSSBA meeting
Oh,
last
it's a
spring.
meeting last spring.
Yeah, they said that you really can't have a policy that says no cell phones.
Why is that?
Period. Well, that's what I told them, that was the second question that was asked. And I don't know, Jeremy might remember better, I don't know that they really gave a very clear answer. It was just one of those things, they said that's just a slippery kind of slope and you really won't want to go that route. Like I said, I mean, do you remember, Jeremy?
No,
Like I said,
they just
didn't really give a
discouraged
clear
it, they didn't
answer.
really say why.
No, I think we could probably do something where we say that, you know, a rule that, you know, you can have your cell phone, but it needs to stay in your pocket, your backpack, you don't need it out. If we see it, we take it, you know, and, because we've got a device, and that, I mean, it's just making sure then that all teachers, you know, we can't have one teacher that, yeah, you can use it, and another teacher say, no, you can't. Because that gets confusing for
So-
everybody.
It was between Go Guardian and what was the other one?
The other one was Imperial, and I didn't print off their stuff. The one thing that deterred me from Imperial is that it doesn't do an automatic notification when something happens. It doesn't notify you until the device comes back to school. So if we let the kids take the device home over the summer, we're not going to know anything until that device comes back on network. And I just felt that was, for waiting 3 months to find out what a kid's been doing all summer is not what we want to do. I can pull a report on any kid of what they've been browsing. We can do any type of report. So it'll be really easy to track per child what the child has been doing.
So we're pretty confident in the filtering system that we selected.
What would they need to bring it home for next summer? I mean, other than studying extra?
The one thing we thought was maybe if we
Summer
could,
school.
the juniors maybe could take it home, and that way if they had to go, if they were taking a college class, or maybe they're working on college applications or scholarship applications, they would be able, they could use it, or we could set it so, you know, a kid just needs to apply to check it out. Maybe they're an upward bound kid and they need it for
Right.
something, or FFA, FCCLA, you're working on a project and you need it, you could apply to check it out, and then we could just take it on a case-by-case basis.
I think that's kind of what we decided in the end, is that it would be a checkout type situation in the summer for students. Also, you need to bring those devices in at some point and clean them up and go over them. Now, the iPads will automatically update, but the
Chromebooks will automatically update as well.
They'll update as well.
But it'll be it'd be a good time to bring it in and make sure that there's, make sure like a warranty issue doesn't need to be taken care of. That type
As
of
far as
thing.
the policy goes on this, how are we gonna manage the kids taking care of
Actual device.
the actual device? You know, Make sure that it doesn't get wet or
Mhm.
get dropped or.
I think that's in.
It's in the policy,
It's in
it
our
kind of
policy.
goes over
Yeah.
like what all they need to, how they need to handle it, how they need to, we've got cases that will stay on the Chromebooks. I'm just gonna tell them, you need to leave it on the case at all times. It's got a kind of a rubberized bottom. Of course, I'm gonna do that and it'll flip out, but, I mean, it's got, so it stays in there pretty good. We looked at a couple of different ones, and this was the one that we felt, I mean, kept it in there the best, fit it the best. If you guys want to touch it, you can touch it.
On the back, there's a place to put the cord.
Yep. We can put a barcode on the bottom of the device, and Lindsay and I did check, and we can actually barcode scan it through this, because I was worried we were going to have to do
Take it all out.
Is there
Take
no
it all.
plugins in the classroom to plug everybody in?
If you charge it at night, if the kid comes to school with it charged, it'll last over 8 hours without a charge, with constant use.
And that's what it says in our handbook, you are responsible to charging at night. Now, what we will do is have, each teacher will be given a couple of chargers, and that will be at their discretion to let a student use that or not. Now, a 3-year-old through, what is it?
Third grade.
Third grade.
Third
There's-
will have iPads.
Yeah, and we have carts in those rooms that those will charge. And then, the ones that are staying here, we discussed the charging part of that too.
Yeah.
I guess this will make it easier too to keep textbooks, when you buy textbooks, they all come with, a lot of them come with the CDs and they
Yes.
never get
Yeah.
updated or nobody ever looks at that.
We'll move to that, is
Yeah.
putting the textbooks, especially the core textbooks, on this device, so that there's, they update all the time. Information is current. Of course, you don't have to carry it. It's not 500 pounds in the backpack.
What's the cost difference in buying books and buying programs?
Well, what we can do is the state is actually moving towards a program called Open Resources, where a lot of it's free. Broken
Really?
Arrow has a pretty strong open resources effort that they've got going, that the State Department is recommending that everybody kind of follow, and they're open for anybody and everybody to download, take their stuff. It's all a Google Doc for you to take and for you to modify to fit your needs. And the big push with that is then it's just what you need to teach. You're not buying a textbook that's got 30 chapters in it when you're only going to hit 15 of them. So you're not wasting. And then you can also modify it to be, kind of whatever you feel you want to teach.
Is this a monthly deal or is this a one-time purchase?
Annual purchase. I don't remember the exact price. I want to say it was like 33. This was half the price of the Zero.
Yeah, one of them was like 7 something, but this one was the less expensive and did more.
Yeah.
And we can try it for a year, and if at a year we don't like it, then we can move to something else. We're not signing, a long-term contract with it.
Can the parents log on and see what their kids have
No,
done?
not with this. If we securely has a online filtering program, they don't allow for classroom management, so the teachers wouldn't be able to kind of see what the kids are doing. And I think that's something in the beginning that would be really helpful.
Does the parent have the right to access? I mean, if they come to the school and want to see what
Yeah,
the child
yeah,
is?
they could do that, and they could definitely, I would encourage all parents to sit down with your kid at night and say, log on. Let me see what you've been doing.
Show me what you're doing.
Show me what you've been doing.
But it shouldn't be anything surprising because
No.
it's going through our filter
Right, it's
system.
going, and especially here at school, it's going to be double filtered, and then at home, it'll be filtered the same as it would here at school. We'll set the policies the same.
Is that hard to manage on your side? I mean, is it?
No, from what they've shown, it looks really complicated, but, they're supposed to help you build those filters already in. They're supposed to help you, sit down with you and kind of walk you through, do a webinar, one-on-one thing where they kind of go ahead and set
You're
up
about to
those.
get really busy.
That's okay. It means job security. Means I'm
Like the
employed.
cases, now, is that something that can be washed or replaced every couple of years if they get really nasty?
Yeah, we can replace those.
I just know how my kids treat stuff, they throw it on the ground. And
Yeah.
That's
I
important.
haven't,
So
I'll look to see if we can watch it.
Right,
So that everybody,
The care.
the parents understand what the care of this is, and there'll be 3 meetings in January. That every parent has to hit one of them,
Okay.
so that they understand, and there's a slideshow that goes with that, that says, here's what we're doing, here's how to handle it, here are the options, and you have to take care of this.
Yeah.
Now, if there's a issue, say a student's doing some homework at home, you've written a paper or something on it, something happens, it locks up or crashes or something where they can't do, is there a number they're gonna be able to call and try to get that, walk through that at night, or are they gonna have to wait till the next day?
Should just be able to log on to another one, right?
Well, if you're, they can bring, I don't know how we want to handle something that happens at night.
They need to bring it the next day.
Everything they do, the Chromebooks, the one thing you get about Google is it auto-saves. So as you're working, it auto-saves, because I know
Like where you're at,
yeah, it saves
Yeah.
it. So, I spent
It
like
saves.
3 hours doing a spreadsheet one day, and I just hit the red X, and I was like,
oh my.
well, but, it's Google, so it
Wow.
it saves for the last, up to the second what you're doing. And that's what a kid asked, because with the touchscreen, what if a kid walks by and hits the red X while I'm typing? I'm like, well, as long as you're typing in Google, you're typing in a Google Doc, spreadsheet, whatever, it automatically will save it. You don't have to do anything. As soon as you open it, it saves it.
What about all the malware and antivirus and all that?
Russian hackers, is it
I
Russian
know.
hacker proof?
Supposedly, Chromebooks are kind of like Apple devices where you're not going to get viruses because there's no internal system
It's all in there.
There's no hard drive
Okay.
on that device.
I
It's
see.
kind of like an iPad.
Okay.
So it's all, there's really nothing
That's how
inside
come
of
it
it.
fires up so fast.
Right, right. There's nothing in there for it because there's no operating system on it. There's no hard drive. There's no, you know, CD.
I
You
didn't
can't put a
realize that.
CD-ROM in it. So,
That's why it's so light too.
oh yeah, and the keyboard's sealed, so supposedly you can like get some water on it and not kill it. Don't want to try it. Supposedly they're pretty sturdy. Supposedly we can drop them and it's really not gonna.
We don't want
you know,
that anymore.
if somebody drops it off a desk, it's not supposed to like really hurt it.
Is all this wireless? I mean, all this stuff will be wireless?
It is all wireless.
Because I know Pioneer's bringing fiber optics to
Mhm.
town.
Yep.
It's gonna be landline stuff, but I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if we have trouble with the wireless stuff or not, but mine's terrible at my house.
We have
so- but
actually
it's in the
increased our
country.
bandwidth
Here at
this
school.
year here at school.
Okay,
And we're paying the additional cost per month until it kicks in with E-rates.
okay.
So that we have all of that accommodated before we even turn the machines on, so we don't have.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I mean, a kid should be able to do, if you don't have internet at home, you can still type the Google Doc, you can still type. You can't research anything, but you can still, if somebody
Do
shared
work.
something with you, as long as you have checked the box so you can work on it offline, you can access whatever you checked to work offline.
And it'll already be loaded on the computer.
And it's already on the computer.
Sweet.
As long as they've turned it on and connected to the internet before they go home, they.
So it's not a
No.
necessary
No,
item to
no,
have
no.
at home?
No,
But we
you can't
did-
play, you won't be able to play games, get on YouTube, all that kind of stuff, but you will be able to do what it is for. It's an educational tool.
And we did put in the handout, like other sites here in town that the kids could go to
Mhm.
if you don't have internet, Jiffy Trip, the library.
Right,
Mhm. Well, and even here, I mean, a kid could come sit on the picnic table here, they could go to, you know, if they're at elementary school playground, I mean, outside of the building, your football games, there's Wi-Fi there. We just did another Wi-Fi tower at the, or receiver at the concession stand. So, you know, the kids could, you know, while they're waiting on the bus or something like that before a game, if for some reason they wanted to do homework before they got on the bus, they would have Wi-Fi access.
I see a lot of kids with their books open like on the way or back, you know.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Someday.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Oh,
This is-
you're welcome, no problem.
This is
We've
exciting.
got the iPad cases came in today that we chose. So these are the colors that the teachers chose.
Elementary got to choose, each class got to choose a color.
So it is, I mean, it's a pretty sturdy device, just drop it, got a handle they can carry it with, they can stand it, so they can do it, or they
It doesn't
can,
look like this.
or they can set it so to be like kind of a tablet where they can type on it. So, this one has an iPad in it, so I mean, you can kind of tell, I mean, it's really not that
And
much.
this is for what grade?
This will be for P3 through 3rd. So,
Pretty quiet.
Mhm.
Pretty sturdy.
yep, we let the kids pick the color, or the teachers did over there. So those were the 4 colors they actually picked.
That's what this one off. Like, these just came in today, it was
Mhm.
3 big boxes, and said, Amanda, it's like
I
Christmas.
know.
I was looking for do you have the bids or? do they-
I do, I
Okay,
was
okay,
gonna do
okay.
that next, I have a bid
I'm
sheet.
sorry.
If we're ready to go at that point, do you have any more questions for Amanda? Okay. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do this, we'll do this bid sheet just kind of like we do when we do bond bids. And, the first thing we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna tell you that the only place you really, to purchase the iPad is from Apple. And so Apple has a bid on that. Now, we'll talk about iPads first, then Chromebooks. There's 2 decisions to make. Well, one really. We're gonna buy the iPads from Apple. But we have to decide whether we wanna buy the warranty from Apple or the warranty from Apple Care. Now,
Or
from Apple Care or from
Or Trinity.
Or Trinity. Another company put in a bid for the warranty for the iPad,
To work
other
on
than
them
just.
for
Pardon?
To work on them for you?
Yeah, the warranty.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so that bid, that's what I'm opening now, is Apple's bid. Apple Education quote for 21 10 packs
That's with Apple Care. So this is the one with the warranty.
with Apple Care, with warranty, is, let me see if I've got separated out. If they have it separated out what the warranty is, so I can just say
No.
that. Okay,
No, because it comes all.
all together. Okay. Is $82,530. That's Apple with Apple Care. 82,530.00. Now the bid of Apple without Apple Care, without the warranty, is $61,740. So that's their bid without it. Okay?
And Apple Care is what? That's the Apple's insurance
That
for the
is
iPad?
Apple's, that is, it's a 3-year warranty on theirs for if something happens to,
Just
doesn't cut,
3 years?
just 3 years. It's like you would buy for yourself, I think it's like $99 a device is what it comes down to. We have to pay a $50 deductible each time we send it in. It doesn't cover if somebody drops it. So if a kid drops it and it quits working because of that, then Apple Care will not cover it. They will cover it if all of a sudden the screen goes white and we can't get it to do anything. We'll pay $50, send it to them, they'll fix it and send it back to us.
Does that happen a lot? I mean, we've got a first generation
Yeah,
iPad with my kids and I
that's what
can't
we
believe
have
the
too.
thing still works.
Yeah.
The only thing I've noticed, the battery doesn't last as long, but
Yeah. We really don't have that many trouble. I know when I was at Timberlake, they had Apple Care. And I think what you run into is about year 3 with that constant use, is that's when you start seeing the screen start going bad, the button starts going out, where the kids have pressed it too hard and that just fails. Or, a kid actually, it's in a case, but they still drop it and shatter the screen. That type of thing.
And you said that's a $99
It's basically, if I remember correctly, I think it's come down to $99 a device, but you still have to pay a $50 fee when you send it in.
Okay, so the Trinity 3, which is down here at the bottom, their bid for just the warranty is $29 per unit.
Per year.
Per year.
And that does cover basically anything that happens to the device. We send it to them, they repair it, or they ship us a new one.
Is Apple Care $99 per year also, or is it one time?
It's one time, for 3 years. So it's pretty much the same.
So basically it comes out to about $33 a year for 3 years, and this is $29 a year for how many years you buy it.
Yeah, I know. I did ask for references. Enid Public Schools does use Trinity 3 for their iPad warranty for all the iPads they bought, and Enid said that is what they would recommend over. They would do it again. They would go with Trinity over Apple.
And probably because there's no $50
Right.
copay when you get in. So Trinity's going to charge us $29 per year, no $50.
There's no fee to send it in.
Right.
And I think they might, and they'll actually give us parts on site. So if it's something like if it's a screen, I mean, it's pretty easy to replace a broken screen. So we could ask that they go ahead and supply us with 5 screens. If that's something that we wanted to repair on site, they would supply those items.
So
to us.
Trinity's warranty covers for cracked screen and
Whatever.
Okay, so the decision is to go with the Apple with Apple Care or the Apple without Apple Care at this time. And if we go with the Apple without Apple Care, that means we would be going with the Trinity, which is the savings over time of $50 every device.
I mean, to me, I'm just kind of leaning towards without right
Okay.
now. I mean, but your recommendation.
And the thing with Trinity is we could go with Trinity for 3 years. And after 3 years say, we're good. and we don't have to renew it. Or we can just keep renewing it, and then when devices do start failing, just send them in, and they, you know, it's basically $29 a year to get a free iPad.
Right.
You know, that's what you're really looking at.
How long has Enid been with that, been with this program?
I'm pretty sure they passed their bond last
So only
year.
about a year.
So they've only been doing it for a year, but he said that
They went with
Trinity
AppleCare.
is who they would go with.
They would go
Trinity
Trinity now.
With it, so without.
Yeah, after the fact, they went with AppleCare.
Yeah.
Okay, so on this, I think if we would do it as a motion for the iPads and then a motion for the Chromebooks will probably be best. So the first
You lost me
motion,
on Chromebooks.
well, we haven't done those yet. So the first decision, let me make the recommendation and see if you all agree with the recommendation. I recommend that we go with the Apple device with the Trinity iPad warranty.
So it'd be Apple without AppleCare,
Apple.
61,740 with the Trinity 3.
I make a motion for the Apple without Apple Care for 61,740.
I'll second that.
And would you add with the warranty?
And then I would, and then I make a motion to add the warranty from Trinity 3.
Okay, so Tony's made the motion.
I'll second. Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Okay, we have the iPads taken care of. Okay, the next will be Chromebooks. And I'm gonna really rely heavily on Amanda's knowledge of these for any questions we have. The first one is CDI. And the bid for 265 Chromebooks, and this will include Google Chrome, 4-year warranty, white glove service, shipping will be $105,000, 105,205. How was that?
You said it's Google Chromebook for 5 years.
It's got a 4-year accidental drop protection warranty on it.
Okay. So 100.
265 units for 105,000.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Does anybody have any questions about Google Chrome management license, the 4-year warranty, white glove, or the shipping cost? No.
Okay. The next one is Firefly. And Firefly is giving the same Google Chrome 4-year warranty, white glove service, and shipping. And their bid is $99,905.
99 what?
99,905.
Thank
If I say it like that, I can say it quickly.
you. It has 265 books as well.
265. Our next bid is from Office Depot. And that bid is $85,189.55. 85,189.55. And that also has all of the same features.
Yes.
Benefits, I guess.
Okay. SHI.
That's just their invoice.
The same thing.
Same thing, we just send an invoice along.
SHI, same features, $87,000, $87,889.90. 87,889.99. 265. Same features. And our next one is STS. And you can see there's more than 3 bids here. Amanda's done an amazing job of really searching to get us good prices. Same features, $102,952.50. 102,952.20. Our next bid is Trinity 3, same people that we just awarded the bid to for the warranty. Same features. $81,885.
So every one of these is providing the same thing.
I sent a bid
same-
sheet.
So
I
it's
sent-
all
Can you
the
read
same.
the features back for me?
Yeah.
Can give you one to look at if you want to.
I just wanted to write it down.
It is the Lenovo N42 device. It is Google Chrome management license, a
Okay.
4-year accidental drop protection warranty, white glove service, and then shipping.
And this is Two Trees, and the bid is $86,920.
One more time.
$86,920. And our last bid is from VIG. Same features. And their bid is $95,776.30. 95,776.30. Okay. Now, having said that, the lowest bid that we have on our sheet is Trinity 3. And so I'm going to ask Amanda to kind of let you know what she thinks about the lowest bid company and what their features are.
Trinity 3 is on a state contract with the state of Oklahoma, so they are the lowest bidder. It is who the State Department actually recommends that you do purchase from. The big selling feature for me with Trinity was the devices are going to come to Trinity. They're going to enroll them in the Google management software for free. They're going to provide us with the Google management license for free. It's all included. Their device is a little higher. I think it was maybe $309 a device. It's a little higher than the rest of them, but they're already going to have it enrolled. When the devices come, they're going to come in bulk boxes. Otherwise, everyone else that is shipping to us in individual boxes. So instead of getting 265 computer boxes, we're going to get just big cartons of boxes. We can ship the devices back to Trinity 3. They will repair them and they will ship them back to us for free. We don't have to pay. Some of the companies, we had to, only way we could get free shipping is if we did bulk ship back for repairs. I don't want to have to. We built in extra devices just in case. That way we would have loaners on hand. That way you wouldn't be out of the device while we're waiting on the device to come back. They've been really, he's been very helpful on questions I've had. When I've questioned about everything, he's been very helpful on it. Several schools in Oklahoma on the listserv use Trinity 3 and have had really good luck with their services and their devices.
So that Trinity 3 is the lowest bid. With all things being equal, do you feel like that is
Yes.
the most appropriate
Yes.
device for us?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion for Trinity 3.
Tony motion, TJ second.
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Okay, now this is a 90-day turnaround, right? So what we're looking at is ordering them and having them ready for January 31st. We'll have all the kids
The plan is we're going to hand out devices on the
in
31st.
the auditorium.
That'll give you enough time to get all the parents.
We got three.
We've got 3 meetings. I've got a
We've got some teacher training in there.
Teacher training, elementary teachers are gonna have training at the end of, right before your break, and then junior high teachers, high school teachers will have trainings when they come back.
And then I think we talked about some student training.
Yeah, well, when we hand them out, I think what we're doing is go kind of class by class and not do, we'll bring everybody back together and do a big group picture, but when we hand them out, go class to class and hand them out, and that way it's a little more, a smaller group when you're handing them out and kind of talking to them. That way you're not trying to talk to 200 kids at the same time, and half of them are just,
Treat it like
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
yeah.
Okay, listen, I cannot say enough about Amanda. I cannot say enough about
Yes, thank you
the
very
hard work that she's put in. Also, the principals have been very involved, making sure that they're aware of what's going on so that they know when we do have these in the hands, you know, it's that they're informed and then we're going to get the teachers informed and the kids informed, parents informed. So what a great team effort, and I appreciate every single one of them, and especially Amanda. She worked very, very hard to get all this put together for us. And it's a great thing when it first happens, you're so excited, and then the real work starts. So thank you. Unless you all have any other questions?
Is there any kind of camera on any of that stuff?
There's a camera.
FaceTime possibilities or anything like that with teachers?
No, FaceTime will be turned off on the iPads. Even the ones we currently have, FaceTime is disabled. I'm going to look into see I think I can disable the cameras on the Chromebooks in the settings. I think that is a feature that can be disabled. So that's something that I'll just have to play with.
Disabling cameras.
Okay.
And then I'm leery of disabling the cameras on the iPads because I know several of the teachers have projects in mind where the kids maybe are going to make books. They're going to color a picture and take a picture and then use it to make an actual book that we can give to the parents, or there's several different ways the teachers can use the iPads, but the kids will need to be able to take pictures of their work to submit it.
And there's a way that a student can start that book when they're in the 3-year-old program, and it can follow them to each grade. And so a teacher that gets them from, say, a 3rd grade from the 2nd grade can see what they've done, where they are, what, you know, where they need to be. So we'll just have to find that line between what's going to work for us and what's not when it comes to
I know
things that
several
we worry
schools
about.
they've started with it very open, and they've kind of they've let the kids just kind of have here's the device, here's kind of the policies, here's the rules we want you to follow, but we are going to allow you to do social media, we're going to allow you to do XYZ even while you're at school on the school device, and then have kind of brought back whatever is the issue,
Right.
you know, then they start, when I was at Timberlake and we did it, the App Store was open. The kids could download whatever free app they wanted to download, and that lasted about 3 weeks. And then shut it down because they were going down the hallway holding it in front of their face. And we don't want to get there. I mean, it's an educational tool. It's not, we're not providing you entertainment. It is entertainment a little bit, but it is strictly educational.
So how many actual iPads are you getting? What's
210.
210 iPads and 265 Chromebooks.
Yes.
Okay, looks like we did some good work there, and if you guys don't have anything else, we'll go on to our next discussion.
Okay, number 5, discussion and vote to approve the updated emergency procedure guide.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
We have an updated emergency procedure guide that I sent with you. We turned it into the city, to the police department, and they have that now so that they have all of our buildings are, total. And as we go along, we'll start doing more and more practice with them and getting all of that built so that when, you know, it's never if, it's when you have something that's an emergency comes through, whether it's weather or man-made or somebody coming in that's not supposed to be here. So we're starting, and we have a good start, and so these policies have been updated, and that's just what we're doing today is approving the updates. And all the updates consisted of was I had to change my name, and there was a contest, the superintendent, and there were some just very few small things on reunification plan, on where everybody will go, and if you have an emergency, you know, go to the Baptist church because that's where your kids will be able to be released instead of don't. And that's not what will happen. Everybody will want to go straight to where their kids are and pick them up. But when you start doing that, you don't know where your kids are, and you have to be able to have a process and procedures. Those type of things.
What about, like they did in active shooter classes with the sheriff's department, police department? Are they still planning on doing that kind of annually, or what do they talk about?
They'll come in and they'll drill that with us. They're more than willing to do any of that. I think Bryce went to active shooter just last spring, right? Yeah, where it was a really good class, and they're more than willing to work with us. But this is kind of our beginning, being able to build from here.
Right. Vote to approve the emergency procedure. Update.
TJ made the motion, Amber second, Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite,
Yes.
Number 6, discussion and possible vote to approve the American Tower offer to purchase property at the existing leased area plus access to the utility easements.
Okay. The company we originally did our contract with on this tower that's just to the east of the school was called Branch Tower. And then American Tower bought them out in the last couple of months. And so when they got kind of in doing what they wanted to do, what they did was they sent me this letter that said, we'd like to buy, just totally buy out your lease for $80,800 and what was it, $880. Well, right now they're currently paying $500, and they do have this lease until 2044. The buyout is basically half of what they would pay long term. They're kind of getting the schools who might need a lump sum of money and saying, we'll give you a lump sum of money, but it's half of what we would get if we just stayed monthly from 2044. So he's been very persistent, and I told him, I said, you know, this is probably a decision that's bigger than just me, and I need to take this to the board and let them kind of hear it and decide what long-term decision needs to be made. I am completely open to whatever you guys want to throw out there. It's not that, it's still our land, it's still our easement, it's just they're basically buying out their lease at half of the cost in a lump sum.
Well, I think we'd be silly to sell ourselves short.
That's kind of what I think too, and that's kind of what I told him. And I said, you know, why don't you just double the lease payment instead?
Right.
I think that was good, so I don't get that. But anyway, I did tell him that I would bring this to you. I did want you to have the opportunity to say yes or no, but honestly, my recommendation is that we just continue to do it. Right now, I believe it goes into the general fund when I make the payment. You know, it goes to the building fund. One of the things that we could do is, within the building fund, I think, I'd have to ask somebody, we could take that and put it in its own account where it says, in the sub-account that says lease, and just keep that there as a, you know, and just save that money over time. I mean, that's something that can be done. Right now it's going into the building fund, and it's not earmarked for anything, it's just being put in there for whatever we do out of the building fund. So there could be an opportunity to maybe do that a little differently, but honestly, over time, giving away half of it doesn't seem very reasonable for us to do.
Do we need to make any action? Do we need to reject it, or just move on?
You might just make the motion to continue as is, the lease as is.
Make the motion to continue as is with American Tower.
I'll second.
Members motion, TJ second, Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Sorry, I was writing.
Okay.
Number 7, proposed executive session to discuss the evaluation, employment, including salary, and contract of Donna Anderson as a superintendent, so the board can return to open session and employ Donna Anderson as superintendent, 5 OS 71.
Motion to continue.
Amber's motion,
Second.
Tony second, Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite,
Yes.
Stein.
7:51.
Motion to return.
Second.
Amber's made the motion, TJ second, Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes. During executive session, we discussed the evaluation, employment, including salary and contract of Donna Anderson as the superintendent.
Number 11, vote to approve the employment including salary and contract of Don Anderson as superintendent.
Make a motion to approve.
TJ has made the motion.
Amber, did you want?
Second.
And to,
Wait.
hold on.
I'm sorry.
We're
I
jumping
believe
again here.
we need to approve the employment, including salary and contract extension
And contract extension.
verbiage.
Okay, I make a motion to approve employment and contract extension of documents.
TJ has made the motion.
Improvement employment, I think.
I will second.
Tony second. Judy?
Just a minute, I have a question.
Yeah, no worries.
How long is the extension?
It's a 3-year contract.
Starting July 1.
For 3 years.
And Judy, I made notes,
Okay,
and so I think I can.
okay. Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Heller,
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Sorry about that, I just kind of went into autopilot mode there and just read it, and then you jumped on.
Sorry.
That's all right.
The zombie.
Number 12, principals reports.
You're up.
I'll go first. We have fifth grade, my fifth grade, there's 5th and 12th band concert tomorrow night. Start at 7,
Yes.
is that right? Okay. And elementary music, grades 1 through 4, next Tuesday the 12th, 6:30. Kindergarten play the 15th at 2:30 at the elementary school.
At 2:30 at 1.
At 2:30 on the 15th in the elementary gym. And then the rest of our end of the 9 weeks AR party and Christmas classroom parties. Alpha summatives are going to be given 11th to 15th, see what kind of growth we have stuff too. So, be excited to see that. That's about all we got going on.
You got it.
I'll just give you, it's easier for me to.
Yeah, thank
FFA activities, FCCLA, of course, basketball, Northwestern tournaments this weekend in Alva. The girls don't play on Thursday, and the boys do play on Thursday.
They play at 5:30, they play at 5.
5:30, 5:40.
5:40.
Thank you.
She said the band concert tomorrow, speech and debate will start their season this coming weekend. Just a lot of activities and then a nice Christmas break. There's a lot going on. If anybody has any questions? We can have a breakfast with dinner with you tonight.
Thank you. What are you saying?
Yeah, you hooked me up with that. I gotta hide it from my kid, well, I gotta hide it from my kids there. So the band program is not on here?
No, it
Okay.
should be the 5th.
Tomorrow at 7.
5 through 12 at 7. 5 through 12 at 7.
At what time?
5 through 12.
Oh,
What day
five.
is that?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow, 5
I
through
thought I
12.
had nothing going on tomorrow, really?
Trombone.
Thank you, principals. Number 13, superintendent's reports. Go ahead, Dawn.
I do want you to know on the 13th, we have a mandatory social media staff development from 4 to 5:15. We'd like to invite the board to come. We are going to we've invited our sheriff's department and some of their associates in to really give the legal ramifications of social media and how it can go wrong and for our teachers and if they're not careful. So we're really glad to have that, and then we will present that to the kids as well. We are moving towards, there seems to be a lot going on. We just got out of a child nutrition audit. We had a special education audit before Thanksgiving that week, and then after Thanksgiving we had child nutrition. So we're going to be making some changes with child nutrition, just some recommendations that they had and things that we need to do to make sure that we are compliant, and we are definitely going to do it, and we appreciate the State Department coming down and helping us and to make us better. Goodness, we're quickly moving into the Christmas season, and it's been a quick semester. I guess that's all I have. There's so much going on, I don't think I can remember anything, but hope to see you at tomorrow night's band program, and also if you'd like to come on the 13th.
Thank you. Number 14, did you have a question?
No.
Oh, any new business?
No,
I don't know.
Number 15.
Motion.
Amber's motion.
I'll say.
TJ second.
I already have that written down.
Who had the motion?
Amber.
Amber.
Oh, really?
Littlefield,
Yep.
Allison,
Yes.
Eller, don't leave.
Yes.
Wellhite,
Yes.
9:06.